Hello friends, I am Jeyan G. This is our channel Jeyan Social. Today we are going to discuss about one nation, one election. What is one nation, one election, and what are the challenges and opportunities it offers, that we are going to reveal in this video. One nation, one election is an occasional talk in India. Sometimes it is also continuously highlighted in news medias. Our present Prime Minister also focusing on this, and occasionally he also raising this. In the recently conducted 80th Presiding Officers Conference, where our Prime Minister once again raised this. In this, he also suggested that in the All India level, we have to make one voter list to conduct the election for the Legislative Assembly in states, then the Lok Sabha election, then the local body election like Panchayat elections and municipalities elections. What is one nation, one election? Instead of conducting election to the local government, that is municipalities and panchayats and state governments and central government, once in every 5 years separately, we have to conduct election throughout India at the same time once in every 5 years. In this process, the government will save more money and the government efforts to conduct elections also minimized. At the same time, the political representatives that we have choose to administer us and bring good policies and good schemes for our development, so they will spend more of their time to betterment of our societies. In India, there are 28 states and 8 union territories. And out of these 8 union territories, there are 3 union territories also have Legislative Assembly. And we need to conduct election to the central government as well. So overall, we have to conduct 32 elections in every 5 years. So if we conduct elections separately, by an average, we have to conduct at least one election per 2 months. So in this case, most of the time of our representatives need to spend on their political campaign to get elected. And also in addition, we also conduct separately election to the local bodies. So the total electoral campaign and election process is the very lengthy process in India. What are the challenges in conducting frequent election in India? The first one is, of course, the money invested on the electoral campaign and the electoral process is very huge in India. Then the political parties which are ruling the government also need to spend more time on their electoral campaign, so their time to spend on the development of our country also reduced. Then the regular functioning of the government also getting affected during the election, because when the Election Commission of India enforcing model code of conduct, the ruling party cannot introduce any new schemes or spend much money on the people's development schemes, so there is more restrictions for them. And again, the government need to deploy more the security forces during the electoral campaign and to protect the people during the election time. These are the additional investment for the government during the election. Then during the time of election, as a common man, if we go to any municipalities to get any certificates, they may say that the officers are involved in election time. So you may come after two weeks or sometime like that, because during the time of election, the state officials as well as central officers, then again the teachers, they are mainly involved in electoral duty. So these are the additional duty for them apart from their regular duties. Again, when you go to any police stations during the time of election for book any complaint or for make them to investigate any cases, they used to say that police officers are involved in electoral duty. So in the case investigation may take some more time. That kind of practical difficulties also exist during the time of election to the common people. Then the frequent elections also add up pressure to the small parties, because these small parties unable to spend more money on electoral process because of frequent election. So when we have a single election once in 5 years at all India level, then we have some of the benefits also. The first one is, of course, the spending on elections also reduced. The important benefits are the ruling party can spend more of their time for the development of our country. Then the movement of security forces during the time of election for the protection purposes also minimized. Then the most important benefits is there is a concern of that the black monies are more spent during the time of election, because most of the parties also used to generate black money, that is unaccounted money, to influence the voters to get elected during the time of election. So when the black money used in the election minimized, then there will be a chance of more fair and free election. At the same time, there are few challenges as well, because in a democracy, the majority is always ruling. Nowadays, there are coalition government is ruling in many states. So, if any one of ruling party loses its majority, then the government in that state will fall down. So, do they want to wait till next election to be happened at all India level? Until then, will it be president rule enforced in these states? That we need to think over. Then again, the security forces at the same time, if it need to deployed at all India level, then the states which have the terrorism threat and the Naxalite Maoist threat, such as in the northeastern states and Jammu and Kashmir. So during the time, how the security forces effectively handle those situations in the main security concern areas, that also we need to think. Then the small political parties which also get affected. The reason is that when we conduct all India level election, then most of the people used to select the same party at the center as well as state. So in that occasion, the small parties will be get severely affected. So the representative from the small party get elected to the parliament or the state legislative assembly also minimized. We also need to make some changes in our constitution. For instance, Article 83 talk about the duration of Lok Sabha. Then the Article 85 talk about President's power to dissolve the Lok Sabha. Then Article 172, which is talk about the duration of State Legislative Assembly. We need changes in these articles. The Representation of People Act 1951 also need to be amended to give power for the Election Commission of India to conduct election at the same time at all India level. Then in order to increase the stability of state legislature as well as Lok Sabha, we also need some changes in this act regarding this. Okay friends, what do you think about this video? Government is focusing on one nation, one election. Is it possible to conduct election at all India level at the same time once in 5 years in India? Will it arise as tension in the state and center, because it may lead more chances for the enforcement of president rule in states. So it will increase the power of the central government. Give your opinion in our comment section. We shall meet again in our next discussion. Until then, take care. Love you all. Bye bye.